Has expired.
Thank you.
The chair
Yield
now
back.
recognizes the gentleman from Georgia, Mr. Carter, for 5 minutes to question.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Secretary, along with 12 other members of Congress, I sent a letter to you and Commissioner Califf on February 16th about an important issue about blood testing and about the policies and about the American Red Cross. The bacterial mitigation method in question has been implicated in several cases of sepsis and 2 patient deaths. In December, the FDA said that they were investigating more cases. Are you aware of any results of this investigation?
Congressman, I don't know of any final results in that, but we can check back in, or I can have the folks, Dr. Califf and the folks from the FDA get back to you as well.
I would hope so, because this is very concerning to me. As you know, there are 3 different methods that can be used here, and the one that the American Red Cross is using, and they're the primary supplier of blood, is the one that they're using. Not only is it the most expensive of all of them, but it has a shorter shelf life, and we've had these instances of sepsis that have been reported and have resulted in a loss of life. And that's of concern for a number of reasons, particularly in a district like mine, where I have a large rural area. When you don't have a long shelf life on some of these things, then rural hospitals suffer because of it. The longer shelf life, obviously, the better it is for them, and obviously the cost is a factor as well. I'm really concerned about the choice, the hospital's choices being limited, and the customers are only being provided with one bacterial mitigation methodology. And can you understand what my concern here? When the American Red Cross requires that the most expensive, the shortest shelf life, and the one that has been indicated to cause sepsis, that's the only choice they have. Can you understand my concern there?
Absolutely, I hear what you're saying, and certainly I can make sure that we follow up with you, whether it's FDA directly or some other folks in our team. We can try to follow up with you.
I hope so, and I look forward to that, because this is extremely important. Mr. Secretary, as you know, I'm a pharmacist and a healthcare professional, and I've been fighting for years to get rid of DIR fees. You know what those are. They're clawback fees. It was put best, I think, by one of my colleagues, Representative Peter Welch. You know, that those DIR fees, the pharmacy may get paid $10, and then 6 months, a year, 2 years later, the insurance company come back and say, well, we should have only paid you $7, so you owe us $3. I mean, that's just not a sustainable business model. And this is what the PBMs have been doing with the DIR fees, and it makes it tough on small businesses and on small pharmacies as well. As you know, pharmacists are the most accessible healthcare professionals in America. 95% of our population lives within 5 miles of a pharmacy. We need to keep pharmacies open. It is important to our healthcare delivery system, accessibility. I was very encouraged that in January, your department proposed a common sense policy that would require price concessions in the Medicare Part D program at the point of sale, where it should be, so that we know it's going to the patient and not to the third party, not to the middleman, the PBM that serves and brings no value whatsoever to the healthcare system, in my opinion. I wanted to make sure, do you agree that your rules, actuary analysis, that seniors would save on net $21.3 billion over the next 10 years?
Congressman, as you know, when we're rulemaking, I have to be very circumspect in what I say, but we stand by what we've produced so far, and we're hoping to issue that final rule very soon.
And I hope that this will go through, and I hope that that you will implement this rule. I've heard some chatter, if you will, some noise that it may be delayed again. I hope that's not the case. This is an actual situation where we can decrease prescription drug costs for patients without inhibiting research and development, without discouraging research and development, but simply by having transparency in the drug pricing chain and making certain that the discounts are at the point of sale where they're going to the patient.
Congressman, I can say it emphatically that we're looking forward to working with you on this issue. And by the way, if you permit me, I'd like to just salute all those pharmacists who've been real heroes in this effort to try to tackle COVID.
Well, thank you. I'm very proud of my profession and very proud of the work that they have done because, as you mentioned, and as I mentioned earlier, most accessible healthcare professionals in America.
They
And
stepped up.
extremely important. That's why this issue with PBMs and DR fees needs to be
Gentleman's time has
addressed. And
expired.
I thank you, and I yield back.